The Xtralert Probe system, we're going to demonstrate the 500-foot version today, and you can see that it's in a gray housing. This can be painted to match any mounting surface. Mounted on a tree, you can paint it more of a brown color, so this is 100% paintable without any damage to the unit. It does have a sealed O-ring gasket. We recommend the housing itself, you want to mount as high as you can possibly get on a pole or a tree, but reasonable, because you will at some point have to retrieve the batteries to obviously change. The system uses 2 9-volt, which the 9-volt will give you approximately a year life, and then there's 2 AA's exclusive for the transmitter. You can expect probably about a 2 to 3 year life out of the 2 AA's. So usually a couple changes of the 9 volts, and then it'll be time to change the AA's. Again, the elevation is good, so the higher you can mount this, the better, especially to get maximum range of 500 feet. The unit comes with 50 foot of cable. With the probe, you can go up to 1,000 feet at an additional charge, and we have various sizes available. This is a sprinkler system, cable wire, so it can be direct buried into the ground. And I'll demonstrate with the probe. This is also in PVC, and that can be, again, just buried directly in the ground. You can just turn your sod up. There is an adjustment inside for the probe sensitivity, but as you can see with me standing here next to it, I'm not triggering the probe in any way. It has a 14-foot radius, so in other words, in every direction the probe will sense metallic movement of any type up to 14 feet away. The smaller the metal object, the less sensitive it's going to be. So in other words, if it's a bicycle, you're trying to get a bicycle coming up a driveway, you probably literally will have to mount the probe under the center of the driveway, where typically though it is just mounted off to the side parallel with the driveway, and then again you have a 14-foot sensing area off to one side. But again, if you have a neighbor's driveway, you have to take that into consideration too, that if it's fairly close to yours, the probe may not work in that situation. But one of the most popular applications for the probe is for high wildlife activity, especially deer, because deer is probably one of the biggest nuisance triggers at night, and this will not be set off by any type of animal, strictly vehicles. So if you do have remote areas, you're trying to monitor, the probe is great because it is a very positive trigger for vehicle specific. Again, I'm going to walk around this, and you can see the unit obviously is not triggering in any way. What I'm going to do is grab just a piece of metal here from a garbage can and show you when I go by the probe, that triggers obviously the device. So we'll try it one more time here to see that the metal, and again, I put the metal off to the side and walk by the probe. Again, there will be no triggering of any kind. The probe does, again, it works on a magnetic field, so technically we have wire mesh in our concrete here, so if I slide it, it possibly will trigger as it did. So you have to, the probe just can't be dangling per se. You do have to mount it solidly. If you have metal next to it, it really doesn't matter. So that's a big question that we get asked about. It's going to obviously trigger one time, but now as long as you have stable metal next to the probe, it's fine. It does not affect it in any way. Only if that metal is actually moved. So if you have it next to a metal fence, it's okay, but you can't have like a metal gate swinging in the wind or something. That will set it off. But other than that, the unit is very stable to all type of weather elements, and you should really never have any type of false triggering, except for the possibility of a severe thunderstorm with lightning in the immediate area, like usually within a half mile, quarter mile